I'm Kendra Cook, your host for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. That's the special district association responsible for bringing the area free to access TV stations over the air by antenna. This is a community TV station. If there's a news story or event information that you would like to share, you can call us. The number is 970-677-4119. And if you're a business or organization, we welcome you to find out about sponsorship opportunities for banners or video segments run on the channel. This is the Monday program for August 10th, 2020, DCTV Daily News. COVID-19 continues to remain the headline controversy on major media. Not as much reported about the worldwide scenarios as it is showing how it is going in the U.S. right here now prior to the presidential election, which is a shame. It makes it feel like it's more tied to politics than one would like a viral or think a viral spread should be. Locally, the update from Dolores County is that we still remain at just one case positive and recovered. Wash your hands and having personal responsibility about your own health is, as always, a critical part of keeping our families, our workplaces, our neighborhoods, and communities healthy in the broad sense. So, as the death cases are reported and newly identifying the potential death cases as a result of the COVID-19 situation, not the virus itself, such as suicides, alcoholism, depression, and not taking care of other illnesses for fear of going to a hospital and catching COVID-19, there's yet another category of deaths, the deaths of businesses. Here's an article in the report that over 8,600 Colorado businesses filed to dissolve during the second quarter. This is reported from the Center Squared. A new report finds more than 8,600 Colorado businesses went under last quarter, an increase from the same time last year. The closures took place amid the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. A quarterly economic report released last week by the Colorado Secretary of State's office and the University of Colorado Boulder Leeds School of Business found 8,659 businesses dissolved last quarter, a, quote, 5.2% increase from the previous year. The report noted that dissolution filings often lag the actual business dissolution. New business filings have also been impacted by the pandemic, with a 7.8% reduction in second quarter filings. Yet there were 152,420 existing businesses entity renewals in quarter two. The report also indicates the increasing confidence among business leaders that have been impacted by the pandemic and a shrinking economy, with business leaders registering a 44.3 on the Leeds Business Confidence Index, an increase from a record low confidence rating of 29.7 during the previous quarter. Business leaders expressed continued pessimism about the national economy, state economy, and their respective industries, the report said, adding that business leaders are, quote, signaling a sentiment of an improving economy later this year. According to the report, the state lost 342,700 jobs from January to April and gained 126,000 jobs in May and June. Colorado's unemployment rate was 10.5% in June, down from a 12.2% peak in April. While mining and leisure hospitality were among the hardest hit industries in the state, the oil and gas industry has also struggled as gasoline prices have dropped 8.3%. Colorado has a 77.3% fewer rigs listed since January. Sales tax and property taxes moving into 2021 are also sure to be potentially lower if sales are down and leases are shut down. We are long from any type of recovery from this impact. It is a change of life for everyone at this point. And now let's take a look at our local weather for the week. Today, another sunny day in our drought-stricken part of southwest Colorado with a high near 86 expected, with southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, shifting southwest and increasing to 10 to 15 miles an hour. For tonight, mostly clear with a low around 54 degrees, so it might get a bit chillier than that. Last night here southwest of Dove Creek, we went down to the mid-40s. For Tuesday, the news weather is that you'll notice the winds. Sunny with a high near 86 degrees and breezy with the south-southeast wind starting at 5 to 10 miles an hour and again kicking up from the southwest 15 to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon. Tuesday night clear for that view of some of the meteors we'll talk about a little bit later, with a low around 55 degrees with winds calming down. For Wednesday, sunny and a high near 86 degrees. Wednesday night mostly clear and a low around 55. And again, the rest of the outlook continues with the same pattern for now, with Thursday mostly sunny and a high near 87. Thursday night mostly cloudy, a low around 57. Friday mostly sunny and a high near 87. Friday night partly cloudy and a low around 57. And then Saturday warming up just a bit with sunny skies and a high near 89. Saturday night mostly clear and a low around 58. And Sunday is also looking to be sunny in the upper 80s. And now back to our news. Raise a toast to alcohol reform in Colorado. The Hill article starts off with the question, would anyone have guessed that COVID-19 would bring greater liberty to drinkers? During the pandemic, state lawmakers across the country are saying, quote, cheers to alcohol reform and loosening restrictions on how and where adults acquire and consume their favorite alcoholic beverages. It happened in Michigan when lawmakers voted to allow to-go sales of alcoholic drinks through 2025. This offered a lifeline to restaurants and other liquor licensees that had been forced by the governor's executive orders to sell takeout orders only. It also provided more consumer choice. This year, Michigan has enacted other reforms too. Like this one, they may be only temporary, but should be permanent because they were never needed in the first place. More than 30 states have enacted to-go or delivery statutes for alcohol. Earlier in the pandemic, New York allowed to-go sales. Legislation now under consideration would extend that permission for 2 years beyond the current emergency in a bid to help restaurants and bars. Colorado has extended its to-go laws to 2021. In June, Iowa became the first state to make such a temporary change permanent. Ohio may do likewise. For years, we have asserted that states overregulate many things about how people distribute and consume alcohol. Governments have acted as both alcohol wholesalers and retailers. They often set up regional monopolies for distributing alcohol, make price collusion easy, impose minimum prices, prevent to-go sales, and do some truly weird stuff. In Indiana, the government only allows convenience stores to sell warm beer. In California, you can only get to-go drinks if you buy food too, and salad, in this instance, is not considered a food. Until 2018, Native Americans were not allowed to operate a distillery on their tribal lands. The list goes on, but it shouldn't. Removing restrictions on to-go sales, among other changes, is necessary to help bars and restaurants stay in business and continue to employ workers. One published report showed that 60% of all jobs lost in March were among bar and restaurant staff. Liberalizing alcohol control laws, even those that go beyond the aforementioned ones, and making them permanent would go a long way towards helping entrepreneurs and workers claw their way back their lost employees and employment. Another common sense and overdue reform would be to make alcohol delivery possible from both alcohol producers and retail stores. Delivery makes sense during a pandemic since it encourages social distancing and reduces crowding at stores. But there's little reason to restrict it even in other times. In an era when nearly everything under the sun can be delivered to your door in 2 days and sometimes within 2 hours, not in our market, alcohol is an unjustified exception. There are some who maintain that liberalizing alcohol laws is dangerous, but multiple studies of alcohol control laws and various social outcomes at least suggest otherwise. Just last March, one of us, Lafave, co-authored an analysis of alcohol safety and state control regimes. They divided states up into 4 categories by how strictly they control alcohol. Then they looked at social outcomes such as alcohol attributable deaths from the years 2006 to 2010 and in each state. They found no obvious correlation between how strictly a state regulated alcohol and how many alcohol-related vehicle fatalities it had from 2006 to 2017. They also performed the exercise in 2012 and likewise found no clear links. Others have found similar results. They can't predict the length of the coronavirus pandemic, but they can say with confidence that reforming alcohol control laws is a positive thing. Consumers seem to have reacted positively to such reforms, and they have provided many restaurants with a new market and a lifeline. Instead of letting to-go laws sunset in the months or years ahead, lawmakers should make them permanent, this article writes, and look to other more powerful reforms that might help reopen society, even wider than it was before the pandemic. And ironically, here in Colorado, that our governor is really hitting hard on the bar industry by restricting bar sales past 10 p.m. Kind of a capricious law or mandate or order, though takeout has been extended through to July of 2021, as of noted, things that might make you go, in 2020. and $100 for a six-pack of Fat Tire beer. CBS Local 4 News followed up that New Belgium set a special rate to bring awareness to climate change. A six-pack of Fat Tire cost $100 on Friday in selected areas, probably right around Denver. The reason behind the extremely high cost was to bring awareness to climate change. That's according to Steve Fetchmeyer, New Belgium Brewing Company's CEO, who said the special price is only for the day, which is also apparently International Beer Day. Photo with Brad Barkett for Fat Tire on Getty Image. Fetchmeyer told CBS 4 the $100 price tag reflects what beer could cost in 50 years if more isn't done to combat climate change, specifically legislation and citizen action. Climate change already affecting the brewery in Fort Collins is already affecting the brewery in many negative ways, they say. The biggest issue is the consistent availability of those key products. They need clean water. It's over 90% of beer that you purchase, but our access to hops and barley are critical. Citrus fruits often as well are a big part of what ends up in the beer. And the climate crisis is changing the growing season. It's changing the growing locations. Frankly, some of the massive storms they've seen and the flooding has changed the availability of these ingredients to us, Fetchmeyer said. The brewery says Fat Tire is the first certified carbon neutral beer, and that they've been a leader in sustainability in the brewing scene since their founding. New Belgium Brewing Company helped launch Colorado on the craft beer scene, thanks in large part to the amber ale's immense popularity. Last year, the employee-owned Colorado company announced a plan to sell to Little Lion World Beverage. That's a global craft beverage, if you can consider that level. It's a company based out of Australia. And whatever the outcome, the stunt worked as far as getting free press and media coverage, though now you'll have to see if it makes common sense citizens want to support Fat Tire more or less with their purse strings. And the Journal reports on the meteor shower details for this year, an annual August event that, when clear skies prevail, can be a magical evening, unless you end up with a stiff neck from looking up. They write that one of the most popular meteor showers, the Perseid meteor showers, will peak on Tuesday evening through Wednesday morning. That's tomorrow night through Wednesday morning, with 50 to 75 shooting stars visible per hour. According to the American Meteor Society, there will be a half moon on August 11th as well. The Perseid meteor shower started to be visible in the northern hemisphere midway through July and will no longer be visible at the end of August as the Earth rotates apparently away from the fragments. The Perseids are pieces of a comet, 109P/Swift-Tuttle, which broke up and set off a trail of fragments during one of its trips to the inner solar system. The meteors are visible every year in August when the northern hemisphere passes through the path of the fragments, said Jim Andrus, a Cortez weather spotter with the National Weather Service. The fragments are still following the same trail, some in our atmosphere, Andrus said. The meteors move at a velocity of 37 miles a second, according to the American Meteor Society. Dark locations without streetlights, that's pretty much all here, provide the best chance for seeing the meteor shower, such as in Mesa Verde National Park. Chimney Rock National Monument is another beautiful backdrop for stargazing. There should be good conditions for viewing the meteor shower, said Megan Stackhouse with the National Weather Service office in Grand Junction. With the continued dry conditions, there shouldn't be too much coverage in the sky, Stackhouse said. However, temperatures are expected to drop to the upper 40s or low 50s, so stargazers might want to bundle up, she said. So these links and stories and more are all posted on our Facebook page, which is DCTV Daily News. You can also watch the program replay there, along with the news links and stories of local interest. And you, too, can share other events or news there and join in on the conversation. This is your local community TV station, so if you have something to share, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com or call 970-677-4119. Thank you for tuning in to DCTV Daily News. Programs are broadcast Monday through Friday with replays online on our YouTube channel or the DCTV Daily News page on Facebook. And if you like the program, please do like and follow us on Facebook and share it with your friends and family. This has been a production of DCTV for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Again, thank you for watching and have a great week.